I believed these 5 things until I got rich. Number 3, almost destroyed my life. Money is scarce. Rich people are greedy. I'm just bad with money. Sound familiar? These invisible beliefs kept me broke for years, and they're probably keeping you broke right now. The first, and maybe the most deeply rooted belief, is the gut feeling that I don't deserve financial success. It's a feeling deep in your bones, an invisible anchor. For Sarah, this belief puppeteered her finances. Her conscious mind wanted to turn up the heat toward success, but every time she got close, the internal thermostat would kick in and cool things back down to the familiar temperature of not enough. That struggle had become her identity. So, when she was offered a promotion with a significant pay raise, she found herself hesitating. She actually told her boss she needed to think about it. And for 2 weeks, she was paralyzed with anxiety. She came up with a dozen reasons why the new role wasn't a good fit. The hours, the responsibility. The truth? She was terrified of becoming someone she didn't recognize. She was afraid of proving her family and her childhood self wrong. Deep down, she felt like a fraud, an imposter who was about to be exposed. This is pure self-sabotage, all driven by a feeling of unworthiness. So, what was the tweak she used to crush this? It wasn't to stand in the mirror and shout, "I am worthy of wealth." Her subconscious mind would have just laughed that off. The gap between her reality and that affirmation was too wide to jump. You can't go from lifting a 5-pound dumbbell to lifting 500 pounds in one day. The tweak was much more subtle. It was about making small, believable upgrades to her belief system. She started by giving herself permission to deserve small financial treats. Instead of trying to convince herself she deserved a 6-figure salary, she started with, "I deserve to buy this $5 coffee without feeling guilty." She would literally hold the cup and say to herself, "This is for me. I earned this, and I'm allowed to enjoy it." It was a small, believable win for her subconscious, like adding just one 5-pound plate to the barbell. She leveled up to a $1,000 emergency fund. She logged every financial win, proof for her subconscious. The second invisible belief is a close cousin to the first, the idea that money is scarce and always running out. This is the scarcity mindset. It's that feeling that there's a limited pie of wealth in the world, and by the time you get to the table, only crumbs are left. If you grew up in a house where the end of the month was a tightrope walk, this belief can feel like it's tattooed onto your soul. Think about it from a psychological perspective. Poverty imposes a massive cognitive load. This is a fancy way of saying your brain is like a computer trying to run a dozen complex programs at once. Mark carried childhood money anxiety into adulthood. All his money sat in a low-interest savings account, because what if the market crashed? He wouldn't pay for a course to advance his career because what if he needed that cash for an emergency? He was playing pure financial defense, so focused on not losing the game that he forgot the point was to score. So how did he beat this? He shifted his focus from what he could lose to what he could grow. He had to become less like a security guard hoarding supplies and more like a gardener tending to his crops. This started with gratitude. Every single day, he'd write down 3 things he was grateful for that represented abundance. It could be as simple as, "I'm grateful for hot water," or "I'm grateful I had enough money for groceries this week." This practice forces your brain to scan for positives instead of negatives. It's a workout for your brain's abundance muscle. Next, he reframed money itself. He stopped seeing it as a finite pond to be protected and started seeing it as a flowing river. Some flows out, expenses, some flows in, income. The goal wasn't to dam the river and let the water stagnate. It was to create more channels for it to flow in. This led to a practical step. He opened an investment account and automated a tiny transfer, just $25 a week. It was small enough not to trigger his scarcity alarm, but it was a powerful symbolic act. It was him telling his subconscious, "I'm planting a seed, not losing a resource." He learned to surf finance waves, not fear them. The aisle-walking rush was brief and costly, but that high was always followed by a crash of guilt and shame. That guilt created more stress, which triggered another shopping spree. A truly vicious cycle. She believed shopping was her only way to cope. The mindset tweak for her was to prove to her brain that she could feel better in other ways. She learned to pause. wait 24 hours. She tried a new remedy instead of shopping, and while a walk in the park wasn't the same intense rush as buying a new dress, she noticed something huge. The relief lasted longer, and there was no guilt afterward. She was retraining her brain's reward system, like teaching a puppy to ask for a walk instead of chewing the furniture. It takes patience and consistency. Over time, the urge to shop when stressed faded. She dismantled the belief that well-being was for sale. He built financial muscle slowly and consistently, one small habit at a time. By naming your belief, you take its power. And if this is sparking something in you, if you're ready to stop letting these invisible scripts run your life, make sure you subscribe. We're going to be going even deeper into these topics, giving you the practical tools you need to finally build the financial freedom you deserve. The simple mindset tweak I mentioned at the start wasn't a magic phrase. It was the realization that our financial reality is a direct reflection of our internal beliefs. The tweak is the ongoing process of awareness, of catching these old broken stories as they play out and consciously choosing to write a new one. It's about shifting from "I don't deserve it" to "I deserve to start small." It's moving from "money is scarce" to "I am grateful for what I have." It's replacing emotional spending with emotional health. It's evolving from "I'm bad with money" to "I am learning about money." And it's transforming a fear of judgment into a mission of contribution. Sarah wasn't sabotaging her success because she was broken. She was doing it because her mind was running on old software. By updating that programming, one belief at a time, she didn't just change her bank account. She changed her entire life. And you can too. The power isn't in your paycheck, it's in your perspective. Change your beliefs and you will, without a doubt, change your script ends mid-sentence as provided.